What's poppin'? What's poppin'? I think I want to wait, but usually I don't, so I'm not. What's going on? It's Eferu. You don't always gotta say Emperor Eferu. You can just say Eferu. But no, I wanted to come up on here and talk about support. And the reason why I wanted to talk about support is because it's been a thing that I've had this thing with, as far as like, I don't know if like let's see how I want to start this off. Like, I guess I want to explain, because I value support a lot. Like, I really appreciate it. I make sure that the people that I work with and care for know that I support them by supporting them. And I feel like it's one of the best ways to show gratitude for, for them doing what they do. And yeah. So I've always been this way. Always been this way. I'm always quick to support others, like I was just saying. So I guess I get to a point where I would feel some type of way if I don't receive a certain amount of support. And the point is to get to the point where you don't give a fuck, because you're not really supposed to give a fuck. You're supposed to do this shit because this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people feel this way because, especially if you're an artist or you're a musician, when you create something, you feel the need to want to share it with other people, especially when you feel like you made something amazing and dope. You need that confirmation. What's going on, Sandra? Anyway, you need that confirmation. You want to share it with people because you know its value. Sometimes you don't always need confirmation to know that it's amazing. Sometimes you just need just to share it. You just need to share it and see people have the same reaction that you have. And they might not even give the same reaction. They might be like, shit. It's because they don't have the same vision as you. They don't they're not on the same frequency as you, so they might not receive it the same way as you. That's cool. That's why you can't give a fuck when it comes to not receiving enough support, or receiving support from people that you thought might have popped out and got behind you like you thought they would, because they're your friends. And I do agree that when it comes to friends, that those are the number one people that should be supporting you aside from your family. But, it don't always work out that way, especially when it comes to family. It don't always work out that way. They may not understand it. They might not even see it because the algorithm is so fucked up on here. It's messed up. It's ridiculous. And especially when it used to be where, you post something and there was a timeline and you could see it. And it'd be that easy. If you agreed with it, then you just like it. If you didn't agree with it, you just kept scrolling. It was that simple. Now it's just like, if you didn't like it in the first few months that you followed this person, then you're never going to see it again. It's crazy. Hey, Smith Global, what's going on? Auntie. Anyway. So I know that this stems from when I was coming up, just starting to rap, and I wanted to share my music because I knew it was good. I finally recorded some music and I want to share it with people. It was hard to come up and get into a studio back then. I mean, it wasn't, but it was at the same time. Let's say that, not having a vehicle and not knowing where to go when it comes to recording music, it was a little difficult. Hold on. Gotta drink water so I can keep the flow going. It was a little difficult. So I would feel some type of way back then when I didn't get the feedback like I was expecting to. See, there we go. Another thing that we got to get rid of, expectations, expecting things, because that's when you set yourself up for disappointments. I was setting myself up for disappointments, expecting this large amount of feedback, this certain amount of likes on a post that shared my music, my creativity, my art. And more times than not, I will get zero feedback, zero anything. And I would let that bother me. And so, I was told, of course, I'm supposed to just keep doing my thing and not worry about it. Don't let it discourage you, and you keep going. Well, that wasn't always the case. Sometimes I would let it discourage me and I would fall off and just kind of be like, nah, I don't think I want to do this. But then I love the shit so much. It's like I keep coming back. And I keep doing it. But I would take long breaks and whatnot. So, hold on, I gotta breathe for a second because I feel like I'm not breathing. Get behind the camera, I'll be excited. I gotta loosen up. Man, I've been doing a lot. I've been real busy lately. I'm supposed to be in the bed right now, but I wanted to get on here and get it out the way because I was planning on being on here 2 days ago. But anywho, what was I just talking about? Support, high school, after high school, music, just starting music, and feeling some type of way, allowing it to get to me, and then learning how to not let it get to me. Because what would happen is I would see, so I guess part of me feels like I have a valid reason for this. Because I would see other people getting support that I knew, and then it would be by the same people that I thought were my friends and seeing my work and supporting me. They would support them. And then it would make me really feel some type of way. I was like, okay, well, is it something that I'm not doing? Or, just like going back to what I was just saying earlier, when it comes to friends and family, I feel like that's where you should get the most support. But that's not the case all the time. Most of the time, when you get your support from, it's complete strangers. Why? Because they don't see you, the person that they grew up with, the person that they talk to every day. They see the product. Then they see you with the value providing that product, which is holding the value as well. So whereas others, when they see you, they just see, like, for an example, I am Emperor Eferu. You just call me Eferu for short. When I have old friends or, past friends, past relationships, past people that I grew up with and talked to, family member who only see me as Raven. That's my name. My name is Raven. Spelled Ravon, so spelled like Raven, but pronounced Raven. People only see me as those two names. But, I've grown so much. But aside from that, first of all, Eferu is my divine name, so that's my real name. But that's, even though Raven is my birth name, and I love my mother for giving me that name, when it comes to this spiritual journey, when it comes to this life, I am Emperor Eferu. That's my essence. That's my soul. That's my ka. That's the word that came to mind. That's the word spirit say ka. Just leave it at that. So anyway, they don't see me as Emperor Eferu. They don't see me as my divine self, even though I've grown into that vibration. Because otherwise I wouldn't know this name. I hope that makes sense. So, I think what happened, I think what was going on, I thought that I grew out of it, you know, not expecting too much. But, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like there should be a balance to that. But, my bad. Once again, I'm a little all over the place. But that's only because I didn't journal before. Wanted to, but I also wanted to get this out the way and stop procrastinating on it and get with y'all on this. But I kind of really touched on everything. You know, the whole point about, you know, getting support and not getting support is that you just can't give a damn about the lack and only focus on what you are receiving. You know, just like anything else when it comes to this life. Only focus on the good things that's going on in life, and, you know, don't focus too much on the bad. Try to avoid it, but not even that much. Just don't even give it no energy. And I think, I think, yeah. You know, we create certain entities when we go through certain situations and certain life experiences, trauma. You went through an experience where people just flat out just didn't support you or get behind you when it came to your following your dreams or following your career paths. So now you have this, and I'm talking about myself when I say you, now you have this thing, and you have this voice in your head that starts going, oh, why I ain't like that? Why I ain't tapping in with that? Why I ain't doing this? And then it's negative, and it got you slipping into that lower vibration. Lower vibration. That's low vibration activity. That negative talk. Worried about how somebody's not supporting or somebody's not getting behind. Man, who cares? It's free will. People can do what they want. Me knowing that, you would think, you know, it just takes practice. It takes work. It takes constant you just gotta constantly keep yourself in check. Gotta 10:10 on the clock, my clock. You gotta constantly keep yourself in check. Like, you gotta constantly keep yourself in check when it comes to your emotions slipping. You gotta constantly keep yourself in check when it comes to your lower self trying to take over. You gotta constantly, it's all kinds of things. You gotta constantly keep yourself in check when somebody's coming at you crazy. Are you gonna let them get you out your body, or are you gonna stay on point? Stay astute. Who's still with me? Okay. But right, yeah. Can't give a damn. And the best ways to get to step out of that mindset is to focus on something else. Simply focus on something else. Like social media, when it comes to making your posts, when it comes to posting your product. Like when I post my stuff, I posted a light language activation. I ain't let it get to me that the same amount of people that like that one post didn't like this post. And I'm wondering no, we're not doing that. Because there's too many factors. There's too many reasons why it's just like the reason why somebody didn't call you back. It's too many factors and too many reasons why something didn't work out. They seen it, but they forgot to reply. They seen it, they didn't see it at all. They phone off. Come on. Like, so when I'm talking about it now, it almost sounds silly to even be that way, to be that negative, to be in that lack mind state or lack state of mind, if you will. So, right, you focus on other things. What do you study? What is your rabbit holes? I love rabbit holes. I stopped doing that when I feel myself slipping in that. Oh, I was talking about entities and how we create entities that keep talking to us in our head, keep bringing that shit up to us, making us slip into that lower vibration. They feed off of that. They feed off of you sitting in that shit. So that's why We slip into that shit so easily. We slip into our lower self so easily because we have a whole archon spirit attached to us that is depending on you being a bitch about not getting support, about not getting this, not getting no money, not being able to go to the gym, but you had the option to go to the gym, but you decided to go home. Now you bitching and moaning to yourself because you didn't. Even though you know better, my point is this: even though you know better, you have an archon spirit that depends on you complaining. That depends on you being negative. That depends on you being in that low vibration. So we gotta constantly keep that shit in check to the point where we don't feed it. We don't feed it no more. It goes away. I can't believe I tried to set that on there either. So what's up, Sandra? You want a reading? If you heard that, that was my dog. Because if you don't, I'm finna hop off. Because I feel like I got my point across. I feel like I did my thing. You know, hold on. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna pull a card. Let's see what we get out. Let's see what I get out of it. Anyway. Oh, you want a card? Okay. Sandra. I'm actually on good timing. I'm making good timing because I didn't want to be on here all night. So it was just me and you. I guess that's fine. I kind of wanted to talk about the Kabbalah tree, but I felt like I wanted to write a little bit more about that before I tapped into that and started talking about that. Because all I was really talking about earlier is I was talking about it in my stories. I was wondering to myself, because if there are 22 paths on a tree, and they all represent, all of the major arcana cards represent the 22 paths on the Kabbalah tree. They like to say that the Sephira, the Af, doesn't exist, but it does exist. They just don't want to deal with it, or don't think that they can deal with it, when the truth is they just can't access it. But we can. So, because it's our shit anyway. So, they just don't they just make it where it doesn't exist. But if it didn't exist, why would this sphere be there? I hope you stay with me and that just disappeared, because it does that sometimes. Because if it doesn't, this IG live, they be making my people disappear. You still here with me? I hope I ain't lose you talking about my shit, talking about the stuff that I've been looking up. All I was just gonna say is, as I was talking about it in my feed, it's actually, I made a reel out of it. As I was talking about it, I realized there's no point. It's not necessary to make a 23rd path, because a 23rd card, a 23rd major arcana card. I was asking, that was it. The question was, if we were to make a 23rd major arcana card, what would it be? Okay, you still here? For sure. But finishing up what I was saying, and then I got you. I was just, I'm getting the energy in my hand and getting the energy from my hands into the cards. I had realized there was no point because the path leads to the tree of knowledge. The Kabbalah tree is the tree of life. When you go through the Da'ath, it leads to the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge is the other side. They would say the dark side, the shadow side, but it's really, the place where you do the true shadow work. They have you, I guess, there's certain entities you deal with or certain energies that you deal with when it comes to working on the path working, when it comes to doing the path working on that side. That probably wasn't good for the goose, but was okay for the gander. So they said that shit is either bullshit or it don't exist. So that's how that should be playing out. But there wouldn't be no point in making a 23rd major arcana card because it's too broad. You'd have to make a whole nother deck. Basically is what I'm saying. So anyway, all right. So Sandra. To do a reading for Sandra. Romo lakatata yashi sataka lakonona yashi nakena lakatari sata yashi kiana salata. How come you don't have a profile picture? I'm sorry, I gotta ask because I really don't like accounts with no profile picture. I'm gonna let this slide for now. And you got 2 accounts. I noticed that. But it's alright. I got spirit just wanted to ask that shit. Thank you for leading me to the right answers. Thank you for guiding me, always guiding me and protecting me. I am always protected. Thank you for leading me to the right answers and leading me to answering the right questions. From and for Sandra Manning. Okay, let's see what we got for you. Oh, okay. Okay, so the first 2 cards I'll pull for you. I'm taking the card that fell was the Magician, with the card that only flipped. He said, yeah, couldn't get into the other one. Son asked same thing earlier today. That's all good. But like I was saying, the card that fell out of my deck was the Magician, the Manifester. Well, this is you or this is you or somebody in your life. I'm thinking this is you. You're a manifester or you're manifesting, as above, so below. This is a person that has all the tools at his display. So this is another way of saying that you have everything that you need. And you could be an entrepreneur because when I was flipping also, I seen this card flip. It didn't fall, but it flipped, and I was compelled to bring it out. It's the Emperor. And the Emperor is, that is the Aries, the entrepreneur, the true boss, the true king of kings, the leader that is he always has everything taken care of. He's about his business. The father figure. Or, you could be tapping into your divine masculine, you know? Balancing out the divine feminine and divine masculine. I'm assuming that you are a woman because you have a feminine name. Hey Shamika, how you doing? If any of this is resonating with you, let me know. I hold on, I got one more card to pull for you. You got all major arcana cards. The sun. So things either could be looking good for you or about to look good for you. The sun. When you get this card, is usually a good thing. The sun's shining on you. The new beginnings, new great beginnings. Flowers in the background, fruitful. I mean, not fruitful, but growth. New growth. So, well, like I said, new beginnings. The red, that scarf. The baby. Representing innocence, happiness. So, when I look at all of this together, I see I'm looking at a boss manifesting their happiness. I mean, that's the best, what other way can you put it? What other way can you put it? This is a boss manifesting their happiness. Past energy, present energy, future energy. I would do more, but Is that resonate? I need confirmation. I need to know that I'm on point. How you doing, Shamika? Earlier I was talking about support and whatnot, and how you can't take it so personal when you don't say, how you doing, Soul Awakening with Sandra, how you doing? If I know the name, I'll just say the name, but anyway, but yeah, I was just talking about support and earlier, and how you can't give too much energy in when you see people not coming around or not liking and whatnot, because there's too many factors of why somebody may not or may not even see it. You know what I'm saying? And even when they do see it and decide to scroll past to it, nobody's obligated to support, but you will find people that will genuinely support and get behind you, as long as you keep doing what you're doing and you're being authentic and you're genuine in your art and your craft. Even though there's a lot of people who are not genuine and who are not really as skilled in their craft, that get a lot of followers and a lot of following, and they're preaching false words. He said, thank you. Yes, sounds good. You're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad. Good. He said, thank you. It sounds good. All right now. Well, does anybody else want a short reading before I go? How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. I can't honestly say I've been on go mode lately. I've been really busy. Been busy. I've been in good spirits. I've been trying to stay in high spirits. I feel myself tapping in, I've been real alignment with everything that's been going on lately. I've just noticed that, the more that I grow vibrationally, the higher I rise, the more that I can see the alignment. I'm starting to understand how to manifest better, the things that we desire. You have to, it's more of a feeling. You have to feel what you desire. It's not always just a image thing, because when you feel it, you are in alignment with it. You say, yes, I have been in alignment as also. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. It's amazing to talk about something, or to even just simply pull a card and to find out that people are on the same page, or it's what's going on in the atmosphere. That's just the topic of discussion when you jump on somebody's live. Like somebody did a couple of my lives a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago. Say, yes, embody what you desire. Exactly. And sometimes we can't help it when we love something so much, we like something so much. Like, a lot of the times we like what's not good for us, and then we wonder why we be in bad situations. But that took a turn for the worse. That took a dark turn. We gotta keep this light. That almost took a dark turn. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I feel amazing. I feel like the true divine masculine that I've always been striving to become. I've been making a lot of music, a lot of light language music, just activations. I just made another one, and the story behind that, I don't know if me and Ali are gonna go live one day. What's up, bro? I see you. What's good with you? I love seeing you come in. Anyway, the story behind my last activation is that, I help heal the healer. Ali. So, when she, we might go live about this one day, we might not, but, she needed some assistance. But then she just gave me instructions this time. Thank you for noticing. And the instruction was to specifically work on the brain. This was actually something I was supposed to do a while ago, but I just never got around to it because I just started doing other things that just seemed so much more valuable. So, when she told me to do it as soon as possible, ASAP. So I got right on it. Just got done rolling the blunt too. Shoot, I don't know if that was TMI for some of y'all, but who cares? This my live. Anyway, I got right on it. It took me a minute because I just jumped right in. And sometimes what I do normally with music is I let the music come to me. I let it come to me. Like inspiration or an epiphany. You just let it come to you. Those be the best ones, and those be the channels. My uncle, his Instagram, his IG is D'Artagnan Reigns, but I call him G. His name is Giovanni. He always taught me that. Flow, exactly. Being flow. That's one of the main things he's always taught me. But the other main thing that he always taught me that I wanted to touch on was that, let it come to you. Which is the same. Being flow. Let it come to you. Let it hit you. And then those would be the best lyrics. Those are always my best songs. And people always wondered why my stuff was always so good. It was always so good because I took my time with it. So my creative process was different from most people's. Most people could just sit up in the studio, smoke and drink, and then start recording nonsense, or just recording whatever that was off the top of their dome, or what they was writing because they were just good at reading what they was writing. I was unconfident when I came to doing that kind of a thing because I was just unconfident about reading. 'Cause, hey, I'll admit it. When I was growing up, I wasn't always the best reader. I didn't like reading in public. So reading my own shit, even though it's my own shit, as long as I rehearsed it, I was good. If I didn't rehearse it, I was off. So until this day, it's like that. But that's fundamentals. That's how it's supposed to be. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I talking about? what I've come to learn is that when you let it come to you like that, that's, like you said, being in flow. That's channeling also. That is also the channels. So a lot of the times I will be channeling when I'm writing my music and wouldn't even know who I'm channeling. I wouldn't even know. So one day I made a song. But this song I didn't even write. This song I just jumped in and I punched in a few times. And I sent it to Allie. She like, nigga, you channel Tupac. I'm like, damn. Really? Like, really? I had no idea. I had no idea. But I just be in those, I get inspired by certain artists. Like I have a tendency to embody a lot of things. It just happens. You know, it just happens. You know? So right. There was a time when I was recording the song Dawn of a Black God. The album's on the way on the streams. It's on the way. The reason why I was taking so long is because I had to re-record 2 songs, and I didn't like the idea of, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like the idea of redoing them, so it took a while for me to get to them. But then I finally got to them because I want to release this shit so people can hear it and not have to pay $7 for each track. If you really don't want to, I would like it if you did, but hey. So anyway, like I was saying, Dawn of a Black God, I channeled Tupac was an ancient soul. He is. He led a rebellion in the ancient times. I don't know the specifics of it. I just know it happened. Different time, different lifetime, whole other thing. His name was still Tupac Shakur. So I remember listening to Chief Pontiac Rye Hayes. He was saying that he actually named himself because when a child is born, if you let time go by long enough, the child will tell you what their name is. Because, you know, just like so, when a child is born, they're still knowing who they are. Imagine. So it makes sense. So that's how he got his name and kept his name. So imagine I was born, I was born, and then I told my parents, my name is Emperor Eferu, but you can just call me Eferu. What's good, Sullivan, man? Soulful Terror. I loved your last live. That shit was amazing. That shit was beautiful. I wish I was actually there so I could be all up in the comments acting out. Cause it was so beautiful to reminisce back in the times when we all first met. That was a very magical time. That was a magical time. Who else was talking about primordial light language and shit like that? Primordial ancient DNA and shit like that. That's our kind of shit, ain't it? But ain't nobody talking about that. We're talking about the basic shits, chakras and light language. But this was something totally different. But what was I just talking about? I went off topic so many damn times. I was talking earlier about how I channeled DMX. This was intentional though. That was intentional as fuck. Because I was listening to DMX all day. I was listening to DMX before I started recording. And I got him. But it was only on the second verse. The first verse, it was more so differently. I remember I showed it to Yashua. He was like, I'm feeling more common. I'm like, huh? That ain't what I was going for, but alright. No, this the Common. Common is dope. Common is dope in its own way, which, you know, back in the day, we liked hardcore rappers, but I'm not finna go on that, get on that. Common is dope. You see how he did Drake when it was his turn to diss him. I don't know if y'all remember that. He was the first one to call that nigga Canada dry. Anyway. Yo, let me get off of here. I was supposed to get off of here, but I wanted to talk to y'all nice people. I'm glad to see y'all with me, chilling, chopping it up. My bro leave, and I was giving him flowers. But yeah. Marky, there was something that made me want to hit you up, but then I forgot. I forgot what it was. When it come back to me, I'm gonna hit you up, bro. So I must go. I must feed my body now. Oh, please do. And that's exactly what I must do. You just reminded me that I bought myself some food and some other stuff before I did this. But I wanted to make sure I got on here. Goodbye. Thank you for joining me. But yeah. I'm gonna see y'all later. Oh, thank you. I appreciate y'all for joining me and just chopping it up with me, commenting, being a part of the conversation. It's much appreciated. I wouldn't care if it was just one person in here talking to me, because it was for a second, and I still kept talking. So, no problem. No problem. If you want a full reading, just DM me. The price is, I dropped it down. I dropped it down to $111. Yeah, it's $111. And then the light language, the tarot reading combined with the light language clearing, that's $175. But most likely I'm going to probably speak some light language anyway, just to get my thoughts across. And what happens is I automatically end up activating and clearing you anyway. So I might, rethink that. I know, but when you actually pay for the $175 reading, that's when I'm actually intentionally healing you and intentionally conjuring positive vibration, conjuring prosperity energy towards whatever's going on in your reading. You know what I'm saying? Say your health may not be on point. I will intentionally heal you with the light language while we do the reading, because that might come up. You know what I'm saying? You might need healing in the heart space, because this might have been a heartbreaking reading. Shit like that. So, yeah, that's all. So, once again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for letting me give you a reading. That was fun. It's always fun. That lets you know I love doing this. Peace.